Well, Kandese is here from the Ocotillo Performing Arts Center and the Arts Council. And how was the Glenn Miller Orchestra this week?
They were wonderful. And I'm not sure if it's just the usual air of just being in Artesia and the fact that we're small and we can be a little bit more personal with our acts, but they were so thrilled.
Yeah.
So one of the requests, because we feed them dinner, one of the requests was they're like, so, we're in Florida and, green chili isn't really a thing out here. So is green chili, like an option, like green chili cheeseburgers or something? And I was like,
it's a requirement.
I was like, well, I probably could make that happen.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's not going to be too hard. And they're like, oh, that would be great. But you don't, it's not a big deal. If it can't work, it's fine. It's whatever. And so anyway, I called the Green Chili Cafe and I was like, so I have an act coming in and it's going to be about like 25 people. Can we do green chili cheeseburgers? And he's like, oh, yeah, we can totally do that.
Yeah.
And so
this is the one out at the hospital, right?
Yes, the one at the hospital. So they did our green chili cheeseburgers. So, of course, they're deconstructed.
Fantastic.
Oh, my gosh, they were so thrilled.
Yeah.
And then he's like, well, of course you want dessert, right? And I was like, oh, yeah. What are your options? And he's like, well, we've made these. I got in trouble for this by the band and everybody else. Raspberry cheesecake chimichangas.
Oh, okay.
They were so good.
Yeah. How did you get in trouble for that?
Well, they were so good that my mom was ushering, and so she was back there. She's like, even after the show, I think I saw one guy eat 6, because it was like a tub of them.
Oh no!
They're really cost effective. So if you need them to cater anything, kudos to them. They do an amazing job. But yeah, so. The green chili, the green chili was a hit, but the chimichangas are what they were like, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
One guy, my mom bagged up what was left. She's like, and the bag she was going to take home, someone came in and took 3. She's like, and then they just really kept coming back around. The poor bus guy came in trying to usher people into the bus. He'd get a group in, then they'd come back out. And so
get some more chimichangas. Right?
Yeah, they were just they had a great time.
Yeah. Well, where did they come in from, and then where were they off to?
So they're off to Dallas.
Okay.
They were coming in.
But they could probably
from Albuquerque.
From Albuquerque. Well, I'm surprised they didn't get green chili in Albuquerque either.
They might have. I don't know, but maybe we're just special out here.
Well, I know. It's like you said. You could. You can be more accommodating. I mean, they're talking to you, and you're talking to them. And it's like, and people, and so you can make phone calls and make things happen that might not otherwise happen in a more structured type deal.
Well, our comedian in October had kind of said he'd come from Texas, and he's like, you guys are so nice. He's like, I went in, they're like, wham, bam, thank you, ma'am, get out. And he's like, you guys have welcomed me here, made sure I had everything, made sure I was okay because I was traveling alone without my wife this time. And his wife was really grateful. Like, she texted me and Lindsay afterwards saying, wow, thank you so much for, being so nice to George. So I do think out here, it's a different experience for the acts.
And hopefully it's appreciated, because I know sometimes there are acts that are not very nice. So
far, I haven't come across them yet.
You haven't come across them yet. Yeah.
It doesn't mean it's not going to happen, but so far, everyone has been really awesome.
But if they're not happy, it's not for a lack of trying or a lack of effort on the part of your folks. So that's good.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad they had a good time, and I'm sure they'll be back or want to come back at some point.
Yes, I'm looking forward to that. And then we did have, at least some people who came from Fletsy, and the gentleman was like, hey, I know the person who helps coordinate for the trainees and stuff with the buses, and he's like, I don't think that they know that they can bring them here. And so
of course they can.
Yeah, so to pass out that word, and I was like, hey,
duh.
If you can pack this place with Flexi trainees, that's every time.
Now,
sold out shows.
Wait a minute now.
Sold out shows. That would be great. It would be great for my budget. But no, I was like, more than welcome to let them pass on my schedule. Something else for them to do. I think people are still really getting used to going out to do things.
That's right. That's right. So those events are going on. Well, that's pretty cool. Well, I know you've got. I put the poster up on the door. You've got the
Johnny Piers and the Muttville Comics.
Muttville Comics are coming. Is that the next event, or
that is the next Professional show.
Professional show. Okay.
In between then, we have, of course, car show.
That's right.
Happening. And car show, we are doing an art car.
Okay.
So
Did you get a car?
We need a junker.
Oh,
so
you need a car. Okay.
If you have a junker and you're willing to loan it to us, we will get it painted up all nice and fancy, and then maybe you can take it back and start your own Cadillac ranch. Like me and Nancy, you're totally feeling that vibe that someone needs a Cadillac ranch.
That's right. Right.
And we could every year at car show have a car, paint it, and then put it in that ranch. So if you were the person for that, or you just have a junker and you want it painted, we will get it painted. It's a community project that will happen during car show.
Okay. So somewhere there's a car that needs to be donated or made available.
And then paint.
And then paint.
Paint.
Okay. For cars.
Just it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. So would there be a theme, or is it just whatever? I mean, are you going to let the public come in and do the painting, or during the car show weekend, or how are you thinking that's all going to manifest?
So we're still in the planning process of exactly what we want.
Okay.
But the person who's overseeing it for me is Nancy, and she has done a wonderful job with the mural project. So whatever ends up happening with the paint car, I'm sure it's going to be really awesome.
Yeah.
I've let her run with it. I'm just the messenger at this point, passing on like, hey, first we need a car, and then we need paint.
Yeah.
So if we could at least get that, then the rest of the planning can happen.
You could do reflections of the murals.
Reflections of the murals, maybe something, classic car themed, depending on the era. So there's a few ideas that we could go with, but we need to know what kind of car we have so we know what room we have to paint.
Sure. Sure. Well, one of the things I was told is back in the day when Dave Button was running the radio station, you got to go back to the 60s, 50s, 60s for this. They had a car. I think it was an old Mercury.
Okay.
And they called it the Gab Cab.
Oh.
I think I saw a picture of it. But on the roof of the car was an arrow.
Okay.
And they asked Dave, why did you paint an arrow on the top of this car? And he said, because I want people in the airplanes flying around to know the way to Artesia.
Hey.
And so maybe we could paint on there, Gab Cab, and have an arrow on.
Oh, like a tribute. That would be fun. That's a good idea.
Might throw that out there.
Don't
have a junker, but I'm sure.
I'm cool with ideas too. But yeah, if you have, we just painted our house and we have all this leftover paint that we're never going to use.
That's right. Yeah.
Or we have a random junker car cleaning up our yard. Or maybe if you're one of the dealerships and you have a car that you can sell and then you would like something fancy to sit out front your dealership.
Yeah.
Hey, it's an option.
Well, if they can't sell a car in this environment, it's got to be a really bad car.
Yeah, see, there we go. So then instead of it just sitting around.
Yeah, exactly.
Then it's painted. It brings people in like, ooh, that's a really fancy painted. It's like, when you have the painted horses or whatever.
Sure.
It's a car instead. So it catches your eye and brings people to the dealership. It's an idea.
Okay. So that's planned for car show weekend, which is April 1st and 2nd.
Yes.
Okay.
And then it's not until March that we have Johnny Pierce, the Muttville Comics. It's
March. Okay. Well,
Friday the 8th.
That would be before.
Oh, yeah. No, it is before. No.
Before the car show.
Sorry, April 8th.
April 8th.
April 8th.
Okay.
Yes. Oh, my gosh. It's, I'm coming off of Sons of the Pioneers and the pageant.
Right.
And then Glenn Miller.
Then the Glenn Miller Orchestra. That's right. So April 8th. And
it's a Friday.
Which is a Friday. And he's unique in that he works with rescue dogs. Yeah. Okay.
And then finds them homes and gets more and trains them and goes on tour with them. And he also enjoys working with the local shelters, so we'll be reaching out to see if any of them would be interested in sponsoring the show, or even just having a table out in the lobby for
adoption.
For adoption, to talk about their services, different things like that.
Yeah. That's great. So that's April 8th.
Yes.
Is it online where people can start
yes, it is.
Buying their ticket? Did you get your phones fixed?
Okay, so we figured out what happened.
Oh, okay.
So
we were giving out the special number to call.
Yeah, they can still call that number.
Okay.
So they ported the number over early.
Right. Okay.
And on top of that, because it ported, then the disconnect went through and it caused like a whole issue. And so in order to fix it, I have to do I had to call the previous company and be like, hey, like, will you reinstate it so that we can go back and retry this? And they're like, yeah, email us. And I'm all, I have to send you, I can't talk to anybody on the phone. Oh, no, that department you have to email. I'm all, okay, fine. So I have emailed them, and hopefully it's fixed today. But we were working on it. So it was like a whole, if one thing could happen, it's two for me. So, and nothing's ever really simple.
No, that's unfortunately part of our new world here. So let's see. I'm going to click on see all new events. Right. So here's events. And then
you scroll down the calendar. So we have the
there it is, right there. So
Johnny appears, and then after that, at the end of the month, will be Secrets of the Buttermilk Hotel, which is the Ocotillo comedy troupe.
Okay. So if you click on Johnny Piers and the Muttville Comics. Okay, yeah, there it is. $15 to $25. 6 o'clock.
Yes.
On the date of the show, which is, well, it's on the previous screen.
It should be April 8th, but yes.
Yes. Okay. And then what I would do is I would click on
adult or kid, and then you go to choose seats.
Choose seats. And then there they are.
Yeah. And I will give you just a little bit of a heads up, because I don't think some people aren't realizing it. So when you click on the seats, it doesn't take you to a checkout screen right away. It puts it in your cart.
Okay.
So then that way, if you wanted to purchase multiple shows, you're not clicking back and forth.
Gotcha.
So what happens is after you choose your seats.
So I'll just, for demonstration purpose, I'll choose a seat.
Yes.
So then I will select the seat. And now.
And then the page will load again.
Okay.
And go book ticket. Oh, you have to click book.
Yeah, because there it is. Choose seats 1.
Yeah, and then book.
And then book the ticket at that point.
And then once you book it, it will refresh the page, and when you scroll back down, it will say view cart. Like, it gives you an option to view it, and then you have to click in there to get to your cart. So it doesn't take you to a different window. So right in between the header and that paragraph is where it will show.
Okay.
That you can go to your cart and check on things.
Okay.
Because some people were going that far, but they weren't going the rest of the way.
Going the rest of the way. Well, when I'm clicking on book ticket, it doesn't seem to be, or did I not click it right? There we go.
Okay, see, it took you back, so scroll down.
Right. And there's my cart.
Yeah, and then view cart. And then it will take you there, and you'll fill out all of your ticket information, put in your credit card.
Okay. And then there's my cart right
there.
So, okay, excellent. So you pick the seat, then you book the ticket.
Yes.
And then you go to your cart.
Yes. Or you go back to events and purchase more shenanigans.
Right. Oh, of course.
Yeah. So it's so that you don't have to check out multiple times.
Right. Well, that's a pretty cute show. Do you worry about accidents?
I thought about it, and I was like, what happens. And I'm sure they're well trained, because you can train dogs to, like, at least cue you if they need to go to the bathroom, and that they know they're not supposed to go inside. So I'm positive he's got contingency plans for that.
Oh yeah.
But I did think about it, because I have 2 dogs, and they're rotten.
That's right. Well,
and they do stuff.
Well, that's pretty cool, and he's been here before. Been a few years.
It's been. I didn't see him the last time he was here. But,
right. But very popular, and I think it's just a neat concept. Rescue some dogs, train them to be stars, and then eventually find them homes and start the whole process over again.
Yes.
So that's good. So that's coming up April 8th.
Yes.
You can go online and buy tickets for that.
Yes.
Right
and you can,
now.
Right now. You can buy tickets for that. The Secrets of the Buttermilk Hotel, which is the Ocotillo comedy troupe's spring performance. And then Outrageous is in May.
Okay.
So you can buy tickets for that as well. And some people have already bought tickets for all of them.
No, that got rescheduled too, didn't it?
Yes, it was supposed to happen in January. And they were worried because COVID numbers were surging. And so they moved to May. So they're coming May.
And right now, COVID numbers are not surging.
Yes.
They're doing the
so
opposite.
No more rescheduling. I only have one act that rescheduled to 2023, which is the ballet, which would have happened at the end of March.
Yeah.
So that's why I got confused, because I was like, I did have a show in March, but it's now in April of next year.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's cool. Did I ask you the ballet question?
No.
No, I think I asked Jessica that question, because she said she was, when she was younger, she was ballet.
Yes.
And I asked her the question. I said, hopping around on their toes, why don't they just get taller girls? But she did not have an answer.
No,
for that, so.
no. I'm thinking it's the way it looks when they're on point, not the necessarily height of the girl. I think it's more of the style and the way it looks.
I know. I'm just being silly.
I know. Than the height of the person, because there's some pretty tall women that are in ballet.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. But I just
and gentlemen.
Why don't they just get taller girls? They have to be so much taller all the time.
Oh my gosh, that's great.
That's a stupid question. I'm sorry about that. Well, that's pretty cool. So you've got the dog act coming. You got the play.
Yes.
Have they started rehearsals on that yet?
We have, and I say we in the sense that I'm in it. Yeah. So we have started rehearsals. It's great fun.
Yeah.
It's a big laugh.
Okay.
We crack up every time.
Now you can't do that during the show, right?
Well, it depends. Because sometimes you can't help yourself, or one of your cast mates has done something you didn't expect, and a giggle comes out, and I think the audience appreciates it because then they laugh more and you laugh more. It's great fun.
Now, do they break the fourth wall in this play? I mean, do you
not like last time, not like the one where I climbed on and off stage. I don't know if you remember that one. That was Murders in the Air.
Okay.
And
so you actually, as character, came off stage.
I was the director. I was the director of the show, but I was also the director in the play. And every so often, I would stop what they were doing, and I would crawl from the first row onto the stage, and all of the characters would look at me annoyed, and it was part of the show. So it broke it quite frequently in that one.
But that was on purpose. That was part of the
scripted.
Part of the deal. Well, that's cool. And the Buttermilk Hotel story is about a hotel in
Buttermilk, Oklahoma
that is trying to figure out a way to get
business. It has 4 co-owners, and at the beginning, they're all like, we're not making any money, what do we do? And they get a visit from a journalist who then writes a newspaper article about the hotel possibly being haunted. And so then they get a whole bunch of bookings from these really wacky kind of ghost hunter type characters, and the hilarity ensues from that point on.
There you go. So are there ghosts?
Are there not? We don't know.
Yeah, that's why you have to come to the show and see. And you said those are scheduled in May?
No, April. 22nd through the 24th.
2nd through the 24th of April is when the Buttermilk...
Secrets of the Buttermilk Hotel.
Secrets of the Buttermilk Hotel.
Yes, so we all have...
and those tickets are available?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Those tickets are available. You can pick which opening night, matinee on the Saturday, evening on Saturday, or matinee on the Sunday.
Okay, so there'll be 4 performances. Okay.
Yes.
Sounds exciting.
Yeah, we're excited.
Yeah. Well, good deal. Was there anything else going on? We need to tell any more wind jokes? Do we...
wind jokes?
Everything?
No, I would think just keep an eye out. We're still working on remodeling the lobby.
Okay.
If you happen to have a business that does large metal signs or of any sort, hit me up.
Okay.
We found out, so we have an SP and Estelle Yates dedication, and then we have the thank you for when the building was remodeled, for all the companies and patrons that kind of helped or put forth money for the original remodel, and they're adhered to the wall. So when we paint, we have to take them off, and they won't survive that.
Ah, okay.
So we have to get them redone, and so it's a matter of getting the size, because a few of them are really large.
Yeah.
And redone before we can paint. We want to make sure that we have those ordered and on ready to go before we pull them off the wall.
Yeah, because as soon as it's painted, they need to go back.
Yeah, we won't glue them back. We will mount them. We will hang them.
Sure.
But yeah.
Got it. All right. So if you know some metalwork folks, metal letters and stuff.
Signs.
Yeah. Contact Kandese at the Ocotillo.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you for coming in.
Oh, you're welcome.
Appreciate it. And we'll see you next week.
Yes. For another laugh, hopefully.
Or 4 or 5. All right. Thanks a lot.